Let me ask you something. What's the most effective way to kill a spider? If you said stepping on it, swatting it, or some kind of spray, you're wrong. It's a nuclear bomb. Most effective, but we can all agree it's overkill, right? So why is everyone so focused on having a QIONGJIU in Girls Frontline 2? About 96% of the content we have right now can be completed easily with your favorite characters, even if they're all SRs. There's no need for a character as powerful as QIONGJIU. So for all of you that hoped and prayed and maybe even re-rolled for QJ only to be met with the smiling face of a Mosin Nagant, and I know there's a lot of you, fear not. Certainly don't re-roll again or bench her. This girl may play second fiddle to QJ, but if QJ ain't around, she can do a pretty good job in the spotlight herself. In this video I'm going to help you understand Mosin Nagant's kit a bit, and together we'll see if we can't squeeze every bit of potential possible out of her. Before I go any further, if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. I'm Shrike. I cover gacha games. The extent to which I cover them will largely depend on whether I think it's worth my time or not. So if you like gacha games, or this game in particular, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Okay, for starters, Mosin Nagant is an electric element sentinel, specializing in single target burst damage with some assist and control capability. Let's start with her passive, helping others. When an allied unit attacks an enemy unit outside of turn but within range, if that enemy unit enters stability break, Mosin Nagant performs one instance of action support, dealing physical damage equal to 80% of her attack and 2 points of stability damage. This effect can trigger up to 2 times per turn. After a support attack, she gains 2 points of Confectance Index and also gains Insight for 2 turns. Insight increases the range of her ultimate skills by 1 tile. Her first skill says stability damage 3, already very good. Selects one enemy target within 9 tiles. That's another thing, she has great range, being a sniper. Dealing physical damage equal to 130% of attack to them, and applies conductivity for 1 turn. This means that the next time they take damage, they'll be paralyzed. And then, if electric damage is dealt instead, it applies paralysis instead. Second skill in my opinion is her bread and butter. This you'll always want to be using. It's a free action, though it does cost 1 Confectance Index. Be aware of that. She is a bit hungry for those points. It says gain 1 stack of active engagement and extra command. This just means you can attack after. Once. Every 3 times this skill is used, gain shock. Cannot be used more than once per turn. Shock just means you paralyze them for 1 turn before attacking. So initially you'll want to be popping this and then attacking with whatever skill you can afford. But as you stack her keys, the right guns, fortifications, all the stuff she likes, her kit will really come together. Her rough edges will smooth out, her Confectance Index hunger will be mitigated, and her support attacks will get stronger and stronger. Also, she'll really lean into the Insight effect and her elemental affinity, so you want to try targeting enemies weak to electric with her. Now let's move on to her ultimate skill, Declaration of Victory. Stability damage of 4, that's huge. Selects one enemy target within 9 tiles, dealing physical damage equal to 180% of attack to them. If phase weakness is exploited, applies paralysis to target after the attack for 1 turn. This one is pretty expensive at 4 Confectance Index. So like I said, she's a sniper rifle user, and her recommended ones are either her signature one, Samosek. Here is the special effect for it. This one is Mosin Nagant's specific skill, and the reason for recommending says, Mosin Nagant's Eager Heart skill causes her to attack to deal electrical damage, and it can be used often, making it a perfect match for Samosek's trait to increase electrical damage. Another recommended gun if you don't have Samosek is the 3-line rifle M1891. Here's this one's special ability, and the reason for this is basically that it synergizes with her electrical damage. Her recommended keys are these ones here: Orderly Maintenance, Prepared, and Mobile Patrol, with her own common as well as Nemesis and Tololo's common keys respectively. It says here that the overall aim for the build revolves around how paralysis and insight increase her mobility and damage. Judicious use of fixed keys and common keys will greatly increase her attack and give her a chance to move after attacking, optimizing Mosin Nagant's mobility. Her fortifications are all very good and she is pretty hungry for them, but her segment 4 is a big breakpoint for her, in my opinion. At this segment it says before performing a support attack, gain 1 stack of active engagement, which turns her damage into electrical by default. This is only for support attacks, but it's every support attack, and her whole kit revolves around dealing electrical damage and hoping the enemy is weak against it. This segment will be really good for her. Alright, and lastly, I just want to mention her attachments. The best option for sure is going to be the electric set. Very early game you can get away with the physical set, since she won't always be doing electrical damage, but very quickly she'll be doing it more often than not, so I think it's still worth it to get it on her as soon as possible. Okay, that's it for me. I hope that this made some of you who got jump scared by a moist nugget while hoping for a QJ not as disappointed as you had been, and that you understand her a bit more. She is very good in my opinion, and I'm not at all hurting in my account for having her as my main damage dealer. But I'm gonna fly now. See you in the next one.